I'd like to call upon Kitty's subconscious, please.
Yes, we are here.
Thank you so much. Are we able to do a body scan and see what is happening for her body?
She is relaxed and we are giving her a treatment. She feels very good.
Fantastic. I love that. Okay, we have some questions. We would like to understand more about why she had chest pains last December. What was happening there?
I'm not seeing an answer.
Okay, subconscious, what was the significance of her needing to be in hospital?
Opportunity for the soul essence to come in. She was going to leave at that time. It was supposed to be on that day, and it was best for her to be away from her family so they would not hold her back from going. But then, because of the change in plan, this switch happened at that time.
I see. So the original plan was that she would shift at the hospital.
Yes.
Thank you. And that would have looked like she had died to her remaining family?
Yes.
I see. Okay, thank you. And so the profound chest pain was just a good excuse for her to seek medical treatment?
Yes, we needed her to be able to exit and there to be a reason.
I see. Okay, I understand. Thank you. And so then the Pleiadian essence of her left her body and the Arcturian essence entered?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And am I talking to the Arcturian now?
You are.
Oh, thank you. As you know, she's starting to become profoundly sensitive to your information outside of these sessions, and she keeps hearing you telling her elon. What is the significance? Can you tell us about that, please?
Yes, it is. She wanted to know and label, and she was asking about archangels, and so I gave her that word because it is more accurate.
Well, yes, we do love our labels. We're very guilty of that. And so tell us then, how should we understand the word elon?
It is, we are Elohim. We are creators. We help source to create and to teach others how to create. We have made many things, and we are the oversouls to all of our little fingers here.
Well, that's very cute. Thank you. And we understand. In terms of Kitty's higher self, what can you let us know about that?
Elohim, as she is here,
Can we learn any roles that Kitty's higher self has played in assisting this planet?
Yes, we helped. We helped with the beginning here. There were two different sides that came. She was part of the feminine aspect, and she helped with the creating, and she was the guardian of Lemuria. And she is feeling the emotions rise because of what happened there to her children.
Yes. And
So it is a very long story. Her higher self is very ancient, and she is filled with so much love for that place. It was supposed to be the new Avalon.
the destruction of Lemuria, were you given insight into it happening beforehand, and could you have prevented it? Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, we did find out. She led them the best she could, but there was an infiltration. There was, in the experiment in the other place, there were others that came and they showed them things, and those people there did not understand exactly what was happening, and they were trying to advance their civilization, and they were given guidance that they should be taking over other places if they are to rule this earth. They did not desire to rule before. They were happy. They had a beautiful society. But then they were introduced to a new idea. And this is very familiar. This has played out before. And so when that happened, when that knowledge was brought, we knew immediately what would happen because the grid changed, the timeline changed, and everything had to be negotiated. She was with them until the end. She was with them, and she helped them pass to the next destination.
I understand. Kitty had a question about why has she always felt an intense interest to Egypt.
That is further down the same timeline. It connects very well. What happened there? She became a watcher. What happened to the Lemuria was only the beginning, because once that darkness and the technology and the idea of one ruling another took hold, it was like a domino effect, and we knew it would fall. And so she saw it, and there were taken, some refugees taken up in ship, and she was not with them, but they are her brothers that helped the survivors, and they took them to another location, and that was Egypt, and started their civilization again. However, we had to watch them very closely to make sure what information was given. We helped them start over, and we showed them things, and we tried to protect them. She was a watcher, and so she saw everything, and the other watchers, we can be one eye, or we can be many. And so she was the eye of Ra. They call it, was another name for the Elohim who watched over the ancient Egyptians. But that was very, very long ago, before what they call ancient Egypt in your books.
Thank you so much. That will explain a lot to her. It's so fascinating. And in terms of her connection to Lyra and Avalon, what happened there?
That was the beginning. That was the beginning for her higher self. And very much happened there. We gave her these words because there is a direct connection from Lyra to Lemuria. We wanted to make it in the same design, and we are hoping that it was a very different outcome. But she also had an aspect, an Arcturian aspect, that was part of the evacuations of that planet Avalon in the Lyra star system. And these are the children that she was rescuing. She was only able to get one group, and she brought them to the Pleiades, and they made a new home, and she was their friend, and they were feline like people. She has always been very connected to felines. She loved them so much. And she's starting to shake because there was another aspect of that situation. That is where she first saw her son. He was feeding on the children.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You see, that is why we in this soul group have come again at this time, because it is the same scenarios that keep getting played over, but we play different roles and we have to balance it. This is the chance that we have to heal the deepest, longest held wounds. So it is a blessing to be back here again in a different way, in a way that can change things for both of them in a profound way.
Yes, I can understand that much better now. Thank you. And so, in terms of her son experiencing the old earth, what will he learn from that?
He will understand what it is like to be the one who is not in control. He will see why he has always dreaded the future, because he knew deep down, he knew someday he would have to face the same fear, because he is the child. He is different this time. And so when he feels that terror, and he feels the helplessness, it will be very strange and new for him, because he is not afraid normally. He will change because of that. He will change, and so will the rest.
Thank you so
To
much.
feel so afraid, but also feel love, will be so profound for him. It will heal him, but not to the extent that Kitty is wanting me to show her. But it will be a big impact, and it is very purposeful.
The love he will feel while experiencing the old earth, will that because the love he will feel for Kitty after she's left?
Yes. They cannot love. It is hard for us to love, or to appreciate, or to see anything when it is still here, when it is still in our face and making us pay attention. When that is gone, it will be his choice to love her.
Thank you. I do understand. So the purpose of him being triggered is to make him, give him an experience to overcome that density that he's holding, and to be able to feel into her energy.
Yes, and also because he has more karma and more contract with Jen.
Her son and Jen had other lifetimes together.
Yes, they have been enemies.
Wow.
They have been fighting each other for a long time. They met in Orion Wars, and she had a life as a Lyran in the Pleiades, and she had heard all of the stories from her ancestors, so she became a warrior in many lives to try to make right the wrong that was done there and many other worlds. But she has been on Earth for a very long time. So they have not met in very long time. She has been with Earth. He has not.
Oh, interesting. And so Jen and the son will be together on the old Earth, supporting and loving each other.
Exactly.
Wow.
They have had a lot of time with their teams to come up with the perfect contracts that would allow them both the amount of healing that they need to move on to the next level, because they have both had very dark pasts and very much battle. They needed profound love in this life, and to love one's enemy as oneself is the greatest lesson for all of us. And for Jen, she is healing from all of the soul aspects that had hate and judgment upon that race of beings. She was blinded to the possibility that any one of them could be different. And when she has seen the sparks of light in him in this life, each one of those sparks heals another aspect of her oversoul. Even though this was a very difficult contract for her, she also wanted to see Source in a new way, and to see someone who she was so set on, to see that they can be different, is a beautiful thing.
Yes, indeed. We were just remarking the levels of love that Kitty and I were demanding on people this lifetime. And from what you're telling us now, the level of love that her son and Jen are having together, even though we see it as very lackluster, it's very profound for them.
Exactly. It is nothing like Kitty would understand before, because this is a different kind of love. This is, to see them love each other is huge. Every little step is huge. She will feel so much better now, instead of trying to force them to love like her. They are loving, they are. And it is purposeful. And she should stop making them, or not making them, but trying to force things, because it is already happening.
Thank you. And we both can see that now, from your perspective of the information you've provided. So we do appreciate understanding this so much more. In terms of the significance of these collectives experiencing the old earth, in future events, will there be much more peace and harmony? How significant is the lessons on old earth?
This is an extremely crucial time. There are many collectives that will change their outlook. There are many travelers here to see this happen, and they will tell their collectives as well. You see, every ripple in this pool extends throughout eternity, and especially for the collectives who had a darker agenda, to be forgiven, there are only some who will change, but because of the few, it will affect future relations.
Thank you so much. Kitty would like to understand more about her crystalline body and what's going on there for her.
Her crystalline body is still here.
Do we have other names that we could label her crystalline body if we needed to?
Vehicle.
When we were exploring her last session and she was traveling to Earth from Pleiades, was that in a vehicle which we would label a Merkaba?
Yes, she uses a Merkaba and very much enjoys it.
Could we say that some people's crystalline bodies are their Merkabas?
Yes, it is an extension of the crystalline body. That is why she has her still, is because the crystalline body and the Merkaba work together. It is like a outer manifestation of the body.
Is there any other information you could share with us about what a Merkaba is for us to understand it more?
It is part of you. It is kind of like a ship, but more like an egg. It's like you want to say like a uterus or like a sac, and it is a response to your will, and you do not have controls. I see it as a glowing entity that surrounds and protects, and it is used to travel in portals as well, through portals. It can go between planets, and we use portals and gates, and we manifest our Merkaba, and it protects us on our journey through the tunnel.
I see. She was curious how she was going to get to the new earth.
Yes, she is going to open a portal here. She is here to open the portal, and then she sees it as a bright light, and it is moving in a circle, and she will open the portal, and her crystalline body will come forth, and that is how she will arrive.
Thank you so much. She's curious, why did her soul contract change in 2008?
It changed. All of it changed. She is working on the shift, and it was going to be here. We came to raise from Pleiades to raise consciousness and frequencies up and up and up and to new earth here. And then there were negotiations, and there were changes to the plan, and there was infiltration and again. And so when it was decided that when Gaia's contract changed, so did all of our contracts. Well, all of us who are in this group. But hers changed specifically because there would not have been a chance for her child to have those experiences if we had moved through that timeline, because it has switched. She decided to take it on so that in the new timeline, he could experience old Earth, and it would be just like Avalon. Because you see, that planet died also. That is what happened there. It is a perfect chance. And that is when she signed a new contract to bring him here.
Thank you. Does make perfect sense. She would like to know how she's supposed to support Gaia at this time.
Well, she already is. She works with Gaia. That is why she is here. She works with her energy field. She is like a conduit. She takes the light from the frequency from above, and it goes through her crown and through her body and into Gaia's body, through the crystals. It is amplified. She is preparing the gate. She works every night and every day for this gate. This gate will be her exit gate, and Gaia will exit also. She is working with a team in other places on this sphere, this earth. They are in strategic locations. And the laser event is the trigger for her to open her gate, and the others will open gates, and they will come. They will support her to leave. So she is already doing her job by sending the frequency of pure love straight to Gaia. It goes into the crystals underneath her feet, and it is amplified, and then it is like a nervous system, and we are all connected. So this is one point where the frequency is coming in. It is a point, and then it gets dispersed, and she is anchoring it. That is why she is called outside. That is why her body shakes.
And is this also why, when she is dealing with this high frequency of love to give to Gaia, that in her ordinary interactions with people, she's sort of expecting that same frequency of love?
Yes, exactly. This is how she operates. This is her primary state of being is non-physical. She has only had a couple physical incarnations, so when she feels the love, it will never be the same as you can feel from another 3D being. It is source love. it is pure. And being a conduit means that you can feel that and you can share that. She should stop looking and keep sharing.
Thank you so much. She's also curious, how is she going to be able to support Gaia after the shift?
She is part of. It is the Elohim again. We are a group. We are the ones who are going first. When she arrives in her new vessel, she will need us to anchor her down, to help set up her field, to set up the gates again, to establish her nervous system and her, well, there are many, many parts that have to be anchored in and secured, and she is helping to create the new grid so that it can support becoming life, the new earthlings. They need us to go first and prepare for her to get settled into her vessel, and for all of the energies to be stabilized. It is quite a transition, and she has selected the ones that she knows can help, and we will help her, and bringing source love to her after the journey will be my great joy.
Oh, thank you so much. It is so beautiful. Thank you for helping, Gaia.
You are too. You are too. So we should say thank you as well. We are working together.
Thank you. In terms of the second shift, then can we assume that's going to be most of the original human souls?
Yes, the second and third. The second will be those who wanted to have the experience but don't have as much. Well, maybe some of them they would not benefit from staying any longer. We had to split up the shifts because some of them do not need to stay so long. They only need to stay long enough to reach their full awakening. After the first shift, it will be the slap in the face. The ones that needed the shift to happen, to see something happen in order to come into their sovereignty. And then when they do come together, they will also be shifting. And as for the last group, they are the ones who are stubborn. They are also, well, they will need much healing. Many of the third wavers will be going to source.
Thank you. Yes, I do understand. Okay. So Kitty was curious about her parents then, and will they be able to manage raising their vibration enough and doing their inner work enough to be able to get to New Earth?
There is a choice. There will be a choice, but at this point, right now, I see them going to source. I see them wanting to. I don't see them having much adventure left. They have seen much, and at this point, they are going to source, but there will be an opportunity for many to make a decision. So, yes, that is the information pertaining to her parents and to others.
Thank you so much to understand, and we can respect their choices that they will make. It doesn't mean, however, if they do go to source and have some healing, if they chose to then have a reincarnation experience on the New Earth, that's quite possible. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is very correct.
Thank you. Subconscious, the first session that we had with Kitty, she saw herself in Pleiades, having a meeting about coming to Earth. Does she get to go back to Pleiades and continue on with that life, or was that the end of that life in Pleiades as she knows it?
That was the end. That aspect of her soul, that aspect has gone to source, and well, it is still the contract may be changing for that aspect. They were going to come to New Earth, and it appears as if they may stay in source now for a while. And in fact, it is also me who is helping negotiate with the contracts, because I need as much of this pure aspect in the beginning, because there is so much work to do in the beginning. And then if that aspect decides to join us later, that may become an option.
And that aspect will merge in with her on the New Earth?
Yes, that is correct. We have co-inhabited before.
I see. And so to have it more of an understanding, you as the Arcturian have smaller versions of yourself which are Pleiadian, have had a Pleiadian lifetime, and then you can extend yourself out to have Earth lifetimes?
Yes, it is more that there is the oversoul, the higher self, and the Arcturian aspect has lived in Arcturia as for most of the incarnations that were physical. There have only been two others, one in Pleiades, one in Spica. And so there are only a few other aspects of us. But yes, there is the Arcturian aspect is our main personality. I am having a hard time finding the word.
Thank you. It's all very fascinating, and we do enjoy learning as much as we can without getting stuck into the small details of things that we could get distracted with. So thank you so much for giving us such great information for us to chew over. What else would you like Kitty to know today, please?
I would like her to know that she has found her soul group and that we have led her to her soul group now. And I would like her to keep doing what she did this past week. It has been most helpful. She has been much more of a clear channel for the energy to flow through. We have removed many blocks, and we are giving her many memories of when she was younger. She has always had direct connection with us, but the Pleiadian aspect of her is not so versed with communicating in this way, and it was much more difficult to get messages to her. We have tried it all, and now it feels so good to be back in connection to her. Do not doubt the words that we give you. It is okay if you mispronounce them. We will not get our feelings hurt. We are glad that she is sharing the information about the joy on New Earth. And we just want everyone to know that no matter what it looks like outside, there is so much going on behind the scenes. There is so many different kinds of love. And she is helping even people who listen to this right now. They will feel the source love because she is allowing it again. And we are so happy.
That is so beautiful. Thank you. May we hope that all can accept this pure love and this healing and this opportunity to just take in the moments.
Yes. Also, I have a final message for some in your group. It is that we are all aspects and we all are helping each other. And we may be very strict with some because it is for their best interest, but we allow you to connect with each other so that the messages will still reach you.
Well, thank you. I do understand that that is very important too. So thank you, thank you, thank you.